So welcome everyone to today's Tanya Shiur. Today is the 4th of Eir, Dalet Eir, and we are holding the middle of chapter 44, Parak Mem Dalet. So the Alter Rebbe said yesterday that even if it's very hard for a person to understand and to feel the love that he has for Hashem, nonetheless he shouldn't worry. Why? Because every Jew has deep down a love for Hashem. It's kind of like an inheritance that we get from Moshe Rabbeinu. And it's a very, very strong love that we have for Hashem, and it's a constant love. We just have to dig it up, and then it'll be revealed. Now the Alter Rebbe says, but what if you think that you're being a faker, right? You feel a little bit fake. If you feel that you feel that you're kind of like it's an illusion, it's a fake thing. You don't really have that love within yourself because you don't feel the love, right? So you don't really have it, and you're kind of like hocking yourself a chinik every day when you say, oh, I have a love for Hashem. Really, you don't feel any love. The Alter Rebbe says, what's that advice? La yachush, you should not worry. Why not? He should not give up hope because in truth he really, really has be'emes. In a real truth, yeah? The Alter Rebbe says that he has this love deep down in himself. Why don't we see it? Rak shetayela sitziyasa ela giloi kedei lahavi lidei maisa. So, what's the reason why it's so hard to see? Because how will a person really see the fruits of his labor when it comes to love? How will he know, right, that he has the love when he does more Torah, more mitzvahs? But the bottom line is, to bring this love out into physical action is very, very hard. That's why it won't be so easy to be revealed. So it's like it will really only come out when a person serves Hashem with that love. That now, because I love Hashem, now I'm going to do more Torah, more mitzvahs, and I will serve Hashem like a son who serves his father. Now, so since this gila, this revelation, when a person reveals this love, it leads to him doing more mitzvahs. He should not be upset from the fact that now he doesn't see the fruits of his labor. Why? Because it will come eventually. So this is what it says when it says in where does it say it? Let's see. Chapter 16. No, that's something else. It could be Mishnais. I'm not sure exactly where it says it. One second, I should say here. Anyways, so yeah, in Kiddushin, in Gemara Kiddushin, it says on Daf Mem Amud Aleph, it says, a good action, Hashem considers it like it is a good thought. When a person has a good intention, let's say right now he's physically not able to go to mikveh because of coronavirus, right? So when a person has the intention that he really wanted to go, but really he can't, so Hashem makes as if he did that action, he makes as if he did actually go to mikveh. So here, we're going to explain it a little differently than the general way it was understood, which is the way I just explained it, right? So the way we just explained it was like the general way, that even though you can't do the thing, as long as you have the intention that you wanted to do it and that you wish you can, HaKadosh Baruch Hu Hashem makes as if you actually did it, even though you really didn't, which is a big chiddush. Here we're going to explain it a little bit differently. We're going to explain it that, in truth, when a person does a good action, let's say he gives tzedakah, he goes to mikvah, he davens, he helps his friend, he learns Torah, all that really comes from the love that he has within Hashem, within his heart. But when a person he has a little more of a covering over that love, and it's harder to reveal that love, then it'll seem like the mitzvah he does and the love that he has are not connected, right? Really, they're meant to be connected because the love leads to that mitzvah, leads to that good action. But sometimes you won't be able to tell. There'll be a separation between the mitzvah you're doing and the love you have in your heart. So what does the Alter Rebbe say? That when you have a good thought, when you have the love, when you have that intention, even though sometimes it'll be hard to connect that love that you have towards the action you're doing and to make that the reason of what you're doing, nevertheless, HaKadosh Baruch Hu says, you know what? I'm going to connect those two, and I'm going to make as if the love and the action, not make as if, because really that's what leads to one another. but I will put together the love and the action to make the love led to the action. V'hanachas ruach hu kamashal simchas hamelach mibnei shaba alav b'tzeisei shaba elav b'tzeisei mibeis storm kanal. This is love similar to when a king, right? A king, let's say, sends his son away, and he gets captive by the other. He gets captured by the other nation, by the other king, and now he comes back. He's free, right? He has all his dirty clothing, he's all his rags, and he comes back to his father, and now his father is so happy. This is the joy that Hashem gets from us when we do a mitzvah. Why? Because when Hashem gives our soul an ability, the opportunity to go down into this physical world, and it gets captured, it's covered over by the guf, by the physicality, by the gashmius, right? And nonetheless, we do Torah, we do mitzvahs. That's like the soul returning to Hashem, like the mashal of the prince returning to his king after being captive. Or this will also be like the pleasure. You're making Hashem a place down here, right? A dwelling place, which is the whole purpose of creation. So we said the other day, I think it was 3 days ago or 4 days ago, not on Shabbos, maybe on Friday, that there's a level of nafshi v'sicha, that my soul has a desire for you, a very, very high level, and this level of love can even be accomplished, right, done through us, regular people. How? Through getting yourself accustomed to doing it, through making it your usual practice. Actually, it says in Shulchan Aruch that it's one of the hardest struggles. Well, it doesn't say this part, but it says that regarding waking up in the morning, a way to train yourself to wake up in the morning is after 3 or 4 days of getting yourself used to, let's say, waking up at 7 o'clock or 7:30, whenever you normally wake up. After 3 or 4 days of doing it religiously, it'll become like your nature. It'll become part of you. So to the Alter Rebbe is saying here, when a person makes it his norm, makes it his usual thing, when he'll speak about the fact, not only will you could say it's hard to think about it, it's hard to feel it, but let's say speaking, right? Speaking, you could speak about anything you want, right? You have free choice over your mouth. It's very easy. So when you speak about the idea that Hashem is inside you and that you love Hashem, it will bring out the idea that you actually will have that revealed love for Hashem. Fine. So you really have to do is make it into action, speak about it. What if you can't bring it out into your heart? It's very hard for you to reveal it. It's very, very hard. So let's say you really can't and you're on a very low level. You're spiritually low. It's hard for you to reveal this level of love. Nonetheless, Alter Rebbe says, don't worry. Why? As long as you have in mind that you love Hashem and you do the action, HaKadosh Baruch Hu, like we said before, will connect the action with the love that you have in your mind. That's what it means. That even in a case when you can feel the love in your heart, in your heart, nonetheless, if you have it in your mind, the love, you think about the love in your mind, HaKadosh Baruch Hu will be mitzaref. He will join the love and the action you did, and therefore your action and your love will be fused together, and they will be like one. And this concludes today's Tanya. So in short, Alter Rebbe says, he explains the idea of HaKadosh Baruch Machshava Teva HaKadosh Baruch Hu mitzaref l'maaseh, that even if it's very hard for you to physically, or in your heart at least, think about Hashem and think about how to expose, to reveal that great love, nonetheless, as long as you think about the love and you have the intention, it is good enough. For that will make Hashem be mitzaref. He will join, he will fuse the love that you have in your mind, that you're thinking about the love, and the action you're doing, and through that, your mitzvah will be elevated to the highest level possible. Shkoyach for joining today's Tanya Shiur.